Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel all about BA. In last session we discussed how to unzip zip files using copy activity. In this session I am going to tell you how to do zipping of a folder or certain files in a blob storage path or Azure Data Lake. Okay, so that's what is the agenda for this video. Before that I would like to tell you some basic details about zipping and unzipping in Azure Data Factory. Okay. There is a compression property available in copy activity for both source and destination or sync data set. Okay, both source and sync data sets have this property called compression. When do we have to use and in which scenario? That is what I am going to tell now. Alright. If you are going to set the compression property in source side, that means that you are going to read a compressed file and you are going to decompress it. Okay, and if you are using the compression property in the sync side, right, you are going to do the compression. Okay, you are going to create zip file or rar file, something like that. Okay, this is the difference between using the or setting the compression property in source side and sync side. Alright, so these examples are provided in Microsoft site itself, but just to make it clear, right, I have mentioned it here. Alright, when do you use gzip property? If you go to the copy activity and look at the property, right, of both source and sync data set, you will have this compression property, compression type property. There are various properties available or formats available: bzip2, gzip, deflate zip, deflate, tar gzip, tar, snappy. So there are various options available. Okay, so when to use what? It depends on the type of the file we want to create or type of the file we want to decompress or uncompress. Okay, for example, if you are having a file with .gzip as extension, for example 123.gzip, if this is the file that you have to read and unzip, right, we'll have to use gzip property in the source because you are going to read it and you are going to uncompress or decompress. Right, so we have to, since its extension is gzip, we have to use gzip property in the source side because the file is .gzip file and we have to decompress it. That's why you'll have to use gzip in the source side. On the other hand, if you have to create a file with this name, in the sense we are going to compress certain number of files or folders and we need to create it as gzip file, right, you need to use the gzip property in the sync side. Okay, just like how I told you now. So if you click here, there is a property called gzip. So it all depends on the type of the extension that we want to read or create. Okay, so similarly, there is one more example provided. If your file is going to be .zip extension file, if your source file is going to be 123.zip, not gzip, then in this case we have to use the zip deflate option. There is a property called, or there is a type called zip deflate. Okay, that is what we have to make use of in the source side if you have to read a zip file and do decompression of it. Okay, similarly, if you are going to create a .zip file, a file with extension .zip, then you will have to use the zip deflate in the sync side. That is the difference between using the compression property, compression type property in source and sync. Okay, this is a high level. So in last session we just used zip deflate option in the source side. I'll show you, because we are going to read a zip file and we are going to uncompress it or extract files out of it. That is why we used zip deflate in the source side. This is my source connection, source tab. Inside that I used a zip deflate option because we wanted to read a zip file and do uncompression or do unzipping of it. Okay, in this session I am going to create a zip file. Okay, so my source is going to be my input folder. Okay, I have my demo container inside that input folder. Okay, that's what I'm mentioning in the source. In demo container under input, I'm just going to create a zip file of all the CSV files. If you look here, right, I have many different kinds of extensions here, many files, many types of files, but I don't want to compress all of them. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to filter out the CSV files like star.csv and I'm going to do a compression of it or create a zip file out of it. Okay, so this is all about source. When you come to sync, right, I'm using the option zip deflate. Okay, I'm going to create a zip file, .zip file. That is why I'm using zip deflate option, and I'm creating an output1 directory. If it is not already there, it will be creating for me. And inside this output1 directory, I'm going to create a zip file of format mmddyyy. If you look here, right, I'm formatting the current date time to mmddyyy and adding the extension .zip. Okay, so if I do not mention this, if I do not mention the file name like this, right, what will happen is it will be creating a file name of its own, okay, using the guide ID and all. Okay, so that is why it is always better to use a file name in the destination or sync data set. I'll show you how it created when I did not use the file name. So see here, based on some guide ID and all, it has created its own file name with the extension .zip. Okay, that is why I have mentioned mmddyyy.zip. So it will be reflecting the current date. Okay, so let me run this and see how it works. Alright, the pipeline has completed the execution. So if I go to the demo container and do a refresh, I can see my zip file getting created with current date 12/31/2020. Okay, and this file, if you see here, right, I have forgotten to add the .zip file when I executed the pipeline. For example, come back to the pipeline and in the sync property, if you miss out the concat part, right, if I'm not concating .zip with the current date time, it will not be giving any extension. Okay, and it will create the file name simply 12/31/2020. That is why we'll have to use the concat function in the beginning and append .zip with the file name. Okay, so this is what I had for this video. If you have any queries or if you have any difficulties, please let me know in the comment section. There are lots of positive feedbacks I'm getting from the subscribers and the viewers. If you have any such, please let me know and subscribe to my channel if you have been done already. Okay, thanks a lot for watching.